see you guys.
Yes.
All right, go ahead with questions. So do you prefer Zoom still or in person?
I'm an in-person, hands-on guy. So how about you?
In person.
Yeah. It's good to see everybody. Welcome back to the Paul. We're excited about this year. Got a great-looking team coming back. We have 20-plus starters on defense, guys that started games a year ago, which is an all-time season high for us. And so we got tremendous experience coming back. Have a few spots where we have a little more depth than others. We got great leadership. Had a great spring, winter, spring, and now summer. And I'm just anxious to get back out on the field. Got a bunch of young guys that played last year that grew up, got some scars and some bumps and bruises, cut up a little bit, and I really feel like we have a chance to have a great football team, certainly, and a really strong defense.
Coach, many have speculated for years about you, whether you move on and take a head coaching job. How special was it to have the Board of Trustees and the university make that recent commitment to you?
Well, I mean, I think we're all, in whatever profession that we're in, to have support, to feel valued, certainly to have some level of security in a profession where it's hard to get. We're certainly, Julie and I are very, very thankful of the belief and the support, and it's been that way since the day I got here, and so it's very humbling, and certainly, again, very thankful, and don't take it for granted whatsoever. And what we have here is a very special alignment, and again, incredible support from our Board of Trustees, certainly our President, Jim Clements and Dan Radakovich, and then Coach Sweeney. I've never had to go to them for anything. They've always have taken the initiative and have been very proactive. And just making you feel valued, and that's really all we want. Is to know that you're doing a good job and that you're valued. So for me personally and our family, we don't take that lightly, or certainly don't take it for granted, and are very appreciative of it.
Coach, Tyler was saying that this offseason has been extremely physical. In fact, he mentioned that sparks have been flying with guys trying to assert themselves as the alpha at certain position groups. Do you feel that way on the defensive side, that it's been a very tough physical offseason as guys get ready for this fall?
Well, that's, growing up and getting better, that was an area that we really feel needed focus and concerted effort to get better, to improve. Physicality, a physical mindset, and so whether that's weight room improvement, that's being more physical in the trenches, first, second, and third level, all of it. We got to get better. We got to become a more physical defense, and so that's good to hear Tyler, articulate that. It's certainly been a point of emphasis for us, since the end of the season.
When you have a guy like James who's been here, going on his 6th year, how have you just seen him really kind of come into form, and how important has his leadership been?
Now, Jamie, the experience is everything. He plays so sure of himself. He's a guy that's going to grade in the high 90s every practice. This game's really important to him. Being a leader, being a part of the team is very important to him. He's incredibly committed, just a tremendous example of what it looks like. Has signed his name with excellence since the day he's got here, and has made improvement since he's gotten here. Really a self-made guy. He's the backbone, of our defense. It's what you want all your players to look like from a commitment standpoint, a toughness standpoint, a consistency standpoint. So, he's our rock. There's no question about it. And super proud of him. Because there's a lot of sacrifice. When you're a leader, being a leader is not easy. You just don't be anointed a leader. A leader is a daily commitment, and it's a very hard, uncomfortable position to be in sometimes. And you got to have some broad shoulders and thick skin, and you got to be relentless, and you can't grow weary. and it's a very not everybody can be a leader, but it's a position for us that for Jamie in our defense that middle linebacker's got to be have a great presence to him and be a great leader. So super proud of him and what he's been able to accomplish and how he's led our team in this offseason.
Brent, can you give us an idea of where Justin Foster is right now, sort of physically, and will it take, I guess, contact for you to have a feel for his ceiling, or maybe some?
Well, having not seen him, that's a great question. I can tell you from a weight room standpoint, they're going to tell you that he's setting all kinds of PRs, personal records, with his strength and his conditioning. He's making all of his times, and so that'll get you excited. When we haven't seen him on the field in a year and a half, that gets you really excited. So, our expectation, he's been full go for some time now, and he's got himself back into a terrific shape, and he's been a more vocal leader from what I'm told, and has really just done a terrific job in leading that group, having the experience and the wisdom for them as well, and leading them, and I really expect a huge year from Justin.
You're talking about Skalski, his leadership on the field. Nolan Turner is another one of those super seniors. With the two of those guys in the back seven, is your communication leadership on the field just about as good as it's ever been?
I would say that's fair to say. Nolan's a very consistent player, another guy that's going to grade in the 90-plus range. He's going to do all the little things right for you. Can make plays in space, can make plays in coverage. He knows the game plan like a coach would, very committed. They're roommates, so I'm sure they're staying up late at night, sharing X's and O's, checks and adjustments, just like the coach would want them to. But I've been very thankful for Nolan as well. Just a security blanket having him out there. Again, just a lot of anticipation and consistency, and that's what wins for you.
Brent, there's been a lot of reflection this week already about the COVID season, how everyone was kind of changed by it in a way as athletes and coaches. I'm just wondering, how did last season, if at all, help make you a better coach?
Well, I think that we got better from it in a lot of ways. One, being uncomfortable. Having to make a lot of adjustments, whether it's in how you meet, how you practice, certainly from one day to the next, making hard right and left-hand turns in regards to personnel, tweaking your schemes based on some of the personnel to help guys. So I think there's a lot that we learned what you can do. I think we did that as a university community.
How much have you thought about the Ohio State game since January? Is it something that sticks in your craw a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you have tremendous failure, you can let it destroy you, define you, or develop you. And I've always used failure. I've had plenty of it to develop. You learn from it, you grow from it. Through the strain and the pain, that's where you get better. You don't get better by being comfortable and having all this success. There's got to be some failure, some moments bigger than others, very humbling and disappointing. But I definitely feel like we've gotten better from it.
Looking back, do you feel like outmatched,
a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything. Just go down the checklist, whatever that checklist looks like. There's plenty of issues. Like I said, when we talked this spring, it wasn't, I had all these great schemes lined up for them. The players just didn't show up. That isn't what happened, as we know. And, I definitely could have done some things that could have helped our guys and put them in a bad position. And we got to be more physical, play with better fundamentals and discipline. I thought our guys played hard, but we got whooped. We got whooped really good. So I really feel strongly that we've gotten better through that adversity and through that failure, and so we'll see.
Does this
defense, the way it's built, personnel-wise, kind of feel a little bit more like when you had Christian Wilkins and Cleveland Farrell and those guys up front, or is it maybe an amalgam of a few different things?
I think that we still have, I think that, for all the excitement and really looking forward to working with this group of guys, we still got a lot to prove. Again, the 2018 group showed up every day. Not like in the present, they showed up every day. Every single day. Not like, does every day mean most days? No, that's not what I said. Every day. And that's, to me, that's how they define themselves. And the 14 group had an edge and a hunger that you could never satisfy.